prelims, we pound for pound. UFC thrills, stills nights get loud. Big EQB, that's how we get down.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GRP. Back at it on a Sunday, second day in a row, but I'm happy to be here. We had UFC Paris happening yesterday during the day, and yeah, I was live doing the watch party, which was fun. The only thing I regret is not going live for the whole damn thing, because if you watched yesterday, you know that all the goddamn prelims, all of them, were finishes, and then we get to the main card and we start off with a damn decision. Now, it wasn't a bad fight, but I'm just annoyed because I'm like, I could have been all happy watching for all of the finishes on stream with everybody. God damn. Well, I didn't do it, so it is what it is. I still had fun though doing the watch party. I'm trying to get my sounds going over here because I could have just used them, but I didn't. And I need to switch them up and maybe even extend them so I have more sounds. I'm trying to remember Jiu-Jitsu. Matua back in the chat. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you for coming back. And yeah, I was in here just doing the damn thing. Zambibler back. What's up? Infinity, what's going on? Harry Hardwick got chopped down. Holy shit, he did. I'm good, man. I'm surprised I'm here right now, honestly. Yes, my Colts kicked some fucking ass. I was excited about that. For the first game, I'm usually disappointed in my team all the time, so I don't put too much into it. But yeah, man, they did well against a good team. I mean, somewhat good team. Miami. You know, Miami was good at a couple of years ago or something, but either way, they did well, and I was happy about that. Watching football, and this got me looking like a fighting nerd. Yeah, man, I might have to retire those glasses. Fuck, that shit didn't work for me. I was happy with the fights, though. I guess you know, not the outcomes I was looking for. I have nothing against Imavov and BSD, but I was just going for the fighting nerds, and I probably did jinx them. Infinity, you're always quick to let me know that I'm bad at betting and I'm jinxing people. Hey, I bring it on myself though, because the nerds need a dunce cap. Listen, man, people trip up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. I fuck up all the time. That theirs is a little more of a fuck up, but should have bet Clark. Yeah, I mean, theirs was a little more of a fuck up. I feel like Roofy really shit the bed. Getting choked out like that. Fuck, man. We'll get into it here. I mean, that's basically what this show is going to be fully about. Just a recap of yesterday's UFC Paris. Not a bad card though, and I mean, I had a good time watching it and hanging out with y'all and fucking just chatting it up and stuff. So yeah, I appreciate all the interaction and stuff, and thank you guys for coming back. Now we're here to do the recap because we got to talk about everything that happened yesterday. And you know, I actually didn't actually what was I gonna say? Card was super fun. The card filled too. I never know if you're fucking around or not, because you always have this sarcastic tone from the other things I've heard you say, but I'll just take it at face value. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was a fun time. But I haven't had much today. Like, I got up early like I always do after I had a late night, and I wasn't feeling great, and I just kind of hung out and doom scrolled away while I tried to feel better, and then and then we went and watched football with some friends and got some breakfast. So that helped me out. I felt better after that, and then I came home and prepped for this. I knew that I was going to solely focus on the card from yesterday. Not a whole lot of extra combat sports news really happening. If there was, I missed it. I'm gonna be honest. I was completely just slow today and out of it. So it took me forever to get everything done. I went at a snail's pace, and yeah, I was very distracted all day with just my head being in other places for no reason at all, except for I had a late night and not a lot of sleep, and it's my own fault too. So there's no excuses. I had a good time last night, so it's all good. But then I was going to push this off till tomorrow. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to talk about what happened yesterday. It's fresh in my head as much as it can be through all the cloudiness of having a good night. Maybe salts open you up. Oh, I'm going to hit those salts right now. That's for damn sure. So yeah, I figured while it's still fresh in the head, and then I gotta prep for, you know, Thursday's show, and we're looking at UFC Noche coming up next for that is next week, right? Yeah. See, I'm already off. But yeah, UFC Noche coming up. Diego Lopez versus John Silva. Let's see if John Silva can make up for the double L that the Fighting Nerds took this week, which fuck, that was rough. So let's see if John Silva does a big one with the main event and gives us a show and gets a big win against Diego Lopez. But Diego Lopez is tough, man. So that's gonna be a fun fight, I think, honestly. We also got Rob Font versus David Martinez, Rafa Garcia versus Jared Gordon, Kelvin Gastelum versus Dustin Stoltzfus, and Alexander Hernandez versus Diego Fajeda, Santiago Luna versus Lee Kwang. Those are your main event fights. Damn, that's a lot. Do they have anything in prelim? Yeah, there's going to be a lot of fights on this card. Wow. I had not looked at the updated stuff. Holy shit. They got this motherfucking convict on here. Cedric Dumas is supposed to be fighting Zachary Reese. I guess he finally got his yeah, Zam, that's what I'm seeing. There is some pretty solid fights on here, but fucking I guess Dumas got his ankle monitor taken off. No, Gastelum did not retire. Maybe he gave off the vibe that he was going to or something, but no, I think he's been doing all right. You're going to hear him, because it's UFC Noche and everybody's going to bust out their Mexican accents. You're going to hear him being like Kelvin Gastelum or some shit like that. I don't know how he says it, but I've heard it said a different way a couple times, and I'm just like, where the fuck did this come from? But yeah, Cedric Dumas is fighting Zachary Reese, maybe with an ankle monitor. Who knows? They're like, hey, you don't have to go to Mexico, so we'll get you there. Who else? Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. That's a damn good fight on the fucking prelims. Damn. She loses a title fight and gets pushed to the... No way. Oh, shit. That's funny. Yeah, Tatiana Suarez loses her first fight in her entire career, and it's a title fight, and she doesn't win the title, so she gets pushed back down to the prelims. That's kind of fucked. Claudio Puelas versus Joaquim Silva. Jose Medina versus Dusko Todorovic. So, yeah, I mean, well, come back Thursday, and we will have a preview for this fight. And then, of course, we got to go over the other big fight, Zuffa Boxing, TKO Boxing, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think they officially decided it was Zuffa Boxing. Cedric Dumas should steal the nickname Felony. Yeah, man, fucking Crazy Horse. Crazy Horse is always Crazy Horse, and he doesn't like being called that anymore. He likes to be called Felony, which is ridiculous. But Dumas should definitely, I mean, Dumas, John Jones, I don't know. There's a lot of felons. He did earn it, though, walking around getting fucking fights canceled because he can't get his ankle monitor off. Dumas, that's it. Yeah, put the B in there. Buddy was hiding from cops in the dog crate. He was. Oh man, hey, you know what? What's funny is I saw a video with him, and unfortunately I was at work. So when I was watching the video, or was I at work? I was somewhere else, but I got a phone call in the middle of the video, so I didn't get a chance to really watch it because then I got sidetracked and closed my phone, and I never went back to the video, never found it, and I just thought of it again right now, and I wanted to hear what he was saying because he looked like he was on a live of some sort, just like, you know, live on TikTok or some shit. I don't know, maybe Instagram. And I wanted to hear what he had to say because, you know, maybe he was giving an explanation for still having the fucking ankle monitor on or something. And I've seen worse hiding places. Yeah. But I never went back, so I should probably go back and look for that. I just realized, shit, I don't have my watch on. But I'm sure you add, but do you want anything? Oh. My daughter is asking if I want food. So that's nice of her. Anyway, yeah, like Ireland and running for president. Oh shit. Yeah, so I thought about looking around to see what other kind of stuff was going on. And I did hear about, Conor McGregor is running. Well, we knew he was running for president somewhat, kinda. It seemed like they didn't really want to give him the chance to do it, but seems like he's making his way in there somehow, some way. So who knows? He's been going off on Twitter a lot lately with everything political and whatnot. So I guess we'll wait and see. I don't know how the fuck he's gonna pull that off, but I guess in Ireland it doesn't matter how much trouble you get into with the police. And I guess hey, listen, supposedly our current president has felonies of some sort, so whatever. I don't get involved in all that shit. It is what it is. So yeah, let's make sure we hit up the sponsor real quick because I need this today more than ever, more than usual, and it's Noctane smelling salts. We got the most potent bottle here. I'm trying to shake this motherfucker up to really get it going, activate the hell out of it, so then I can die right after I take a big whiff. But today I need to be a little more awake and alert, and that's what this is good for. On top of the fact that when I'm driving and I'm feeling tired, yeah, this is a good way to go. You just got to make sure you don't shut your eyes for too long while you're driving. All right, here we go. Oh, I went in for a second one because the first one was weak and that one hurt. Woo, there we go. Oh, fuck. Eyes are watering. There we go. That's good though. That's good. See, it only lasts a second. It's a harsh reaction, but this is the most potent bottle. So you can go check out the different strengths that they have, different potencies. They have different scents. Don't be like Clark and call them flavors because you don't want to eat this shit. You just sniff it. And don't sniff it up your nose, just smell it. You know what I mean? I got to make this all clear because some of y'all are kind of slow like Clark sometimes. And I would tell him that to his face. So I'm not just talking shit. I'm just saying what I would say to him anyway. But yeah, he always calls them flavors. I'm like, bro, you do not want to call them flavors. You don't want people thinking they can eat this shit. So anyway, this is supposedly black pepper. I think he's still trying to get these scents down for these new ones because it smells like black pepper every once in a while, but it's not very strong. Maybe it's meant to just be a hint of scent, and that's fine too. I usually just get the unscented one, but this time I told him to hook it up, and he did. So I would tell him for $20. I'll tell him for free. So yeah, go check out Noctane. There's a link in the description below. You can scan that QR code, Google it, whatever you want to do. Go follow them on Instagram and Facebook. They're out there. And I don't know if they have a TikTok, but maybe they do. So go check it out. Buy yourself a bottle. See what I'm talking about with the see why I react the way I do with the smelling salts. And today I definitely needed them. I almost feel like I need another big whiff, but I'll save it. So yeah, that's it for that. Black cap is safer for those that don't know. Yeah, there's a white cap too. The white cap is the least potent. So you can always try that one as an introductory, and then you can slowly jump up levels, or you can jump from the white to the red. That's probably a fast jump, but at least you'll know what you're doing first. But yeah, black is a good way to go. Black cap is a good way to go. It's like the mid-range one. You're gonna get a good reaction from it, but it might not be as crazy as the red cap. So yeah, it's fun, it's good, it's helpful. You're not hurting yourself, at least in the total realm of things. At the moment it might kind of feel rough, but it's worth it for me at least. So check it out if you want to. Noctane smelling salts, it's a good product. I like it. So yeah, thank you for the sponsorship as usual, Noctane. And that's it. Let's get to this card and talk about what happened yesterday with UFC Paris. And as you saw, The Fighting Nerds lost their O's. They had undefeated records for the two guys in the co-main and main event, Mauricio Rufy and Kyle Bahalio, both undefeated in the UFC. Rufy was 3-0, Bahalio 7-0, and they both lost it to the guys rep in France. So that's a tough one for the Fighting Nerds and the fans that like them. But you know, we don't have to go through that the Fighting Nerds get schooled, though. Not really. I think Rufy caught a good dose of reality, honestly. I think if he didn't learn anything from this loss, then he's not going to do well in the future. If he learned a lot from this loss, or at least has some things in his head that he wants to work on because of this loss, that's a damn good thing. Kyle, he did kind of get dominated, man. I want to say he only won 1 out of those 5 rounds. So that's, you know, on paper, that's domination. One judge had it 50-45. I don't agree with that at all. I would put a lot of money on the fact that if 100 out of 100 judges, 100 people saying, you know, scoring that card, no, I don't think any more than that one dummy scored it 50-45. So, but you can't, 4-1 Imavov for sure. 2 easy. Yep. And you know, domination, that's what that is. Kyle looked okay in certain parts, but man, he just did not do what I thought he would be able to do. And the bad part is the implications that were on this fight. And unfortunately for Imavov, he also didn't go out with a highlight knockout, with a highlight of any sort, really. I mean, yeah, he dominated, but it wasn't one of those that someone's going to make a huge deal out of for the win. It's impressive that he stopped the O from Kyle with the I really enjoyed those foot sweep attempts from Kyle. Yeah. I'm trying to think. I was hoping for more grappling. That's what I think Kyle didn't do, is he didn't take it to the ground more, or at least try for those takedowns. I feel like he was stuck in a loop of doing the same things and being unsuccessful with them, and then not changing it up. And I feel like Imavov just kind of was on a roll. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Fuck, man. The way that the card started, the way that we got from the jump, got a finish from the women, and it just kept going all the way through the prelims. And I was like, this is a curse, man. This is the type of shit that we hate. You love to see the finishes all the way through the prelims, but you know that then we're going to get the decisions taken over in the main card. And while that's not always a bad thing, it lends itself to, opens itself up a lot to some boring fights. And the main card is what everybody looks forward to. So if you missed those prelims, you missed all the excitement. But we got some good ones in that main card. So overall, I give that card a solid B+, maybe even an A-, just because Big Boars MMA, what's going on? Welcome back. Appreciate you for jumping in. But yeah, I mean, I would definitely give it like a B+, A- ish, because of the fact that I was kind of on the edge of my seat with Imavov versus Kyle. Yeah, I just didn't like the way Kyle was ending every round, man. A- is fair. Yeah, I think that's more what I'm thinking. B+ was kind of being harsh, because you got all finishes. I mean, there's only 2 decisions in the whole damn thing, so why would I don't know, why would I call it a B+? A- for sure. I think I'll stick with that. Love that BSD is on a resurgence after the 2 losses he had. Yeah, and I don't mind I don't mind that BSD's back. I was kind of hoping for Rufy to get that big win so he can continue moving on. BSD got a win. BSD got a win already after those 2 losses. So I was like, yeah, he gets another loss, jumps back in, and then gets on a roll again. But that's not what happened. Now he's on a 2-fight win streak, and that's damn good for BSD. Being the badass that he is, ex-military, high level too, and I forget about that all the time, and I was reminded of that today while listening to some other stuff. But this card tied for most finishes. Oh, it did. I mean, I can see that. I was wondering. I didn't really look into it. I haven't done a whole lot of anything today for research wise. You know, because I watched the whole thing yesterday live, which means my attention was here. And while I had a long night, and I did forget some things, I did wonder if there was any kind of a record there because of there being only 2 finishes. I don't remember. Have we ever had a card? That's a good thing to look into. I wonder if we've ever had a card that there was all finishes. But from my recollection, I don't remember that ever happening. But also, I've watched a lot of fucking fights. So the Renat fight caught me by surprise. Yeah, man. So I didn't expect it at all, because Gustafsson is like one of those guys that had kind of a lot of hype around him. Rockhold versus Bisping on April 11th, 2014, all finishes. Holy shit. Okay. Yeah, 2014, that's a long fucking time ago. You definitely looked that one up. Because if you remembered that off the top of your head, you got some good fucking brain cells going on there. But yeah, 2014. So is that the only one? Is that the last one? Those are the types of things I like to find out. So thanks for looking that up, though, if you did, or if you pulled it out straight out from your brain. Damn, that's a damn good. Yeah, I asked the internet. 11 years, LOL. I don't even remember that year. No, that's the thing. You know, once a few years get through, my recollection of specific years, it's not there, man. I don't have that kind of brain. I have a brain for other things that are in the moment, but for trying to recollect what happened in a certain year, I don't have that shit. That was gone for me a long time ago. And I'm only getting older, so it's gonna get worse. But yeah, that's interesting as hell. So appreciate that, Matua. All I know is I had money in 2002, 2002 maybe. Anyway, yeah, so that's interesting. Tied for the most, 2020. Okay. But yeah, solid A- for that whole card. The Fakardinov fight for sure caught me by surprise, with Gustafsson taking that loss, especially 54 seconds into the first round. We'll of course go over that in a minute. I'm gonna go through the whole card. That's the second fight on the prelim, though, so we'll get there here pretty quick. But just wanted to finish up on my takeaways from the fight. Obviously, the 2 fights at the top were the most the things that had oh shit, Tua.
That's nasty.
Bruh.
I think I had chlamydia in 2014. Oh, that might be something you fully remember. That's fucking funny though. Bradchek looked much improved than his last fight versus Ihor Pretoria, beating a veteran like Brad Tavares. Oh, that one tripped me out too, because Tavares is hard as fuck to finish in the way that, like, he wasn't even fully done. He was pissed off about that finish, but that's what happens when you turtle up and then put your hands over your head like a little kid getting beat in the schoolyard. Now I understand why he was doing it. Bradchek was throwing and was vibing on that, and that time just fucking on a roll, punch for punch. So yeah, that was a good one too. Let's go ahead and get into the women's first fight of the night on the prelims. And you know, I saw a couple things right leading up into the fight about Shauna Bannon, you know, people saying don't count her out. But Sam Hughes is a different kind of fighter. I don't know, Shauna Bannon is one of those fighters where you feel like she should be doing better, but she's just not. I mean, she was on a 2-fight win streak with a win over Ellis Ardeline and Pujar Tomar, but and she had a performance of the night bonus in her last fight with that armbar finish on over Pujar. But always count O'Bannon out. Yeah, I mean, he was on a roll. I remember seeing she was an underdog in her last fights and winning. Yeah, I think her the way people view her is not as like a big fighter or anything. Shauna Bannon, I think people like her because they might like her looks more than anything. I feel like she looks like a damn albino when she gets in the cage because her hair is so fucking white and her skin is so pale. But if you see her on Instagram or maybe another site that she might have, she doesn't look that way. So maybe people follow her more for that. Sam Hughes is just one of those girls that like gets in the gym and in the cage and just does work. So she definitely did that this time. Got in there and oh damn, I'm pushing buttons on the wrong shit. There we go. Oops. But yeah, Sam Hughes is definitely good. She showed that in this fight. Got in there. Minute 58 seconds into the second round, gets the finish with the rear naked choke on Shauna Bannon. And you know, Sam Hughes is the bare minimum of the amount. Oh shit, my screen just went out. Oh, there it is. Okay, what the hell? And then my chat has stopped. What the fuck is going on? Same color beat into her. I got some color beat into her. What happened to my chat? Hold on a second. Scroll to the bottom. Yeah, it's there. Did I pause it? Okay, I don't know what happened, but anyway, Sam uses the bare minimum of the amount of skills the ladies need to be. Shauna sucks and the women she beats are horrible. All right, Matua has a big thoughts on that one. So yeah, I feel like my chat is not catching up. I don't know what's going on. That's weird. It is what it is. Well, hopefully it'll jump back in. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Shauna, last fight, she was almost slept. Do I remember that? She got that armbar finish. I remember that. But I do remember and submitted. Yeah, so anyway, but Sam Hughes, I mean, she's definitely good and she has potential with the way that she fights, but I mean, she's 6-5 in the UFC. Now she's on a 3-fight win streak. Her last 2 fights were split decision wins. Pooja is doo-doo. Yeah, the armbar finish. Pooja is kind of trash, honestly, and that sucks because she's like the first women's, you know, Indian fighter or whatever, and it sucks when you get pushed like that, and maybe it's a lot of pressure for her, so maybe that's why she can't seem to put the performance out there. But either way, I mean, she's got that under her. So moving on to the fight we were just talking about, Henat Fakhretdinov versus Andreas Gustafsson. And yeah, I was thinking Gustafsson was going to win this one. Henat Fakhretdinov is one of those guys that it's almost like he doesn't look like the nicest guy in the world, but it's almost like he has too much respect for his opponents a lot of times. So he's one of those guys that has a weird name too, so you always think that you always remember his name. I mean, but he is undefeated in the UFC, 6-0. So I don't know why I was fading him like that. I just kind of had this weird feeling. I think Andreas might come into the fight hurt. Oh, okay. Unreal. Henat is 6-0 in the UFC. Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's like I don't see Fakhretdinov as being like he should be ranked at this point. Okay. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Such a drastic difference from his fight with Chaos. Yeah, for Gustafsson, yeah, I was like, Chaos. But yeah, Fakhretdinov just doesn't seem like that dude to me. I don't know what it is. Maybe just because he's had a couple decision fights before, didn't stand out much. But yeah, he's undefeated in the UFC, undefeated overall. No, he's got 2 losses in his career, but undefeated in the UFC. He's never been finished. The weight cut must have got to Andreas. He's more of a 185er. Henat is sloppy, but good grappling, wild, tough. Yeah. And I think that's what it is the sloppiness sometimes is what gets me. But he's one of those guys that I just don't expect it. And you know what? I'm done betting against him. I'm done picking against him because he's undefeated. He's never been finished. He's only has 2 losses on his record, and they're both by decision. So, yeah, man, whoever he's fighting next, I'm not gonna fade him at all. But Gustafsson will bounce back, I'm sure. He's definitely one of those guys that has potential, and we can see big things coming out of him. He's 1-1 in the UFC now. He had that good win over Chaos Williams the first fight, so I think he'll bounce back. He just needs to learn from the loss and not let it get him down. Nordic tattoos are cool. They actually are. I mean, I do like his tattoo. It stands out. It's kind of crazy. But next up, we had the other fight we were talking about. Brycek versus Robert Brycek versus Brad Tavares. And Brad Tavares is a tough motherfucker. I'll say that. Doesn't matter how many losses he has on his record, because when you watch him fight and see him getting beaten on, and they just can't get him out of there. RoboCop did finish him a few fights ago in the third round by TKO, but that was still a tough fight for Tavares. He's just an old vet that is gritty, and he hangs in there. And this one, I wouldn't say that it was a bad call to stop the fight, but you know, Tavares dropped to his knees while getting hit, and like I said, covered up like a little kid getting beat in the schoolyard. So it's hard to Pacific Islander. Yeah, I think he's from Hawaii, right? I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, he's from Hawaii. Kailua, Hawaii. But and Hispanic, that I don't know. It just says Hawaiian here, so yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, he's a vet, man. 16-11 for a record. You know, it's always tough when you have double digits in both categories there, but we see how he fights, and you know you're gonna get a good fight out of him, and he's not gonna go out easy. But Brycek had what it took to win this fight. 1 minute 43 seconds into the third round. So yeah, he gets the win there, and Brycek was coming in off a loss to Ihor Pretoria. Yeah, he didn't look great at that fight, and that's kind of why I'm thinking Tavares would come in and really get the best of him there, but he did not. And Brycek came in and got his first win of the official win of the UFC. So good for him on that. Tavares will bounce back, I'm sure. He always does. He's got a lot of losses on his record, and he mixes it up a lot with wins and losses. So we'll always see him come back and have some good fights. And not sure that we'll ever see him in contention of any sort with the age he's at this point. But it's still fun to watch him fight. So yeah, I'm down to see him have a few more fights before he calls it a career. So moving on, we had a hell of a fight with Sam Patterson versus Trey Waters. Sam Patterson is that motherfucker, man. Holy shit. He's the most unassuming guy. His hair is horrible. But he comes in, makes it 4 in a row, finishes in the first round. So he was coming in on a 3-fight win streak. All 3 wins with finishes in the first round. 2 submissions, 1 TKO. And then he comes in and TKOs Trey Waters 3 minutes and 1 second into the first round. With the standing TKO win. Trey Waters didn't go down, and I'll give him that much for being durable and tough as hell. But Patterson was just throwing punches like crazy. Got 4 first-round finishes in a row. Yeah, exactly. And that's what the fuck I like to see. And you just don't look at Patterson and think that that's what you're going to get out of him. And he comes out there and makes it exciting. First round finishes. I mean, you don't learn a lot about the guy and how he can fight going into deep waters with that. But you know what? You keep getting those fucking first round finishes, and you're going to definitely have a lot of fans that are going to be wanting to watch all of your fights. So we'll see how long that streak continues, how long his win streak will continue, and how fast he starts climbing that ladder with finishes like that, performances like that. He's fought Johan Lanessi, Kiefer Crosby, Danny Barlow, and now Trey Waters. So, you know, some of the like mid-tier to lower level guys that don't have a lot of fights, or, you know, don't have the best records in the world. But you know what? Some good fights from Patterson, and he's definitely got what it takes to be a fan favorite with the way that he fights. So let's see how long he keeps up those first round finishes. Next up, we had that nasty fight with Harry Hardwick versus Kyle Fernandez. And Fernandez, what the fuck is with those leg kicks? Holy shit. He beat the absolute shit out of Hardwick's legs. And I feel bad for Hardwick because he came in on short notice. You know, he's a coming in from Cage Warriors, I believe. Was it? Yeah, Cage Warriors. He was a champion over there. Defended a couple times. Comes into the UFC making his debut against Kyle Fernandez, and Fernandez gets a performance of the night bonus win over Hardwick with the first round finish 3 minutes and 21 seconds in with calf kicks, and those kicks were nasty. You can see in that top left picture the red marks on Hardwick's legs, and then you see one of those leg kicks, and you can see the pain on Hardwick's face. He begged at a press conference. Yeah, I watched that video. I actually remembered that. After the fact. After watching the video, I was like, oh shit, I was actually watching that press conference when he did that. And then I never heard anything from him. I kind of forgot about it. But yeah, he begs at a press conference to get in the UFC, and Matua said, and he did nothing. I felt bad for the guy though, man. I don't know, maybe I'm a softie like that, but I did feel bad for him. He comes in at short notice, and fuck, that hurts from here looking at it. Yeah, man. If you watch the fight too, holy shit, he couldn't even stand up after he got dropped with leg kicks, and he was limping around. They took him out on Tua doesn't feel bad. But yeah, I mean, he got the legs kicked out from under him big time, and it's gonna take a while to get over those. If you remember Uriah Faber getting the shit kicked out of his legs from again, why did I just the King of Rio, what the fuck is his name, god damn it, Jose Aldo. Feel good that we saw a dope leg kick finish. Yeah, man, you're one of those just bleed motherfuckers, aren't you? That's okay, I'm just saying. I'm probably 2 times his age too. Yeah, those are rare. We've seen him a few times here and there recently though. I can't pinpoint the exact ones, but I mean, I've seen him more often lately. People with those leg kicks, I mean, we haven't seen him like that since Jose Aldo, but we should thank Hardwick. Yeah, no, I mean, shit, yeah, that was a crazy fight. Fernandez for being able to, you know, perform like that and get those leg kicks in there. He was all taunting him too, being like, hey, what's up, come on, let's go. Hardwick was like, hey, listen, man, I'm trying to fucking survive. And I mean, he survived a little longer than I thought, but you could see every move of his as he was trying to stay in that fight. It hurt him. So that was some nasty leg kicks. I enjoyed the shit out of it, don't get me wrong. I was just, you know, expressing the fact that I kind of felt bad for Hardwick, but either way, yeah, it was a great fight and a good finish to watch. You don't get to see that often, like Matua said. So yeah, it was a good one. And then the action continued as we got to the big boys in the heavyweight division, and we had Ante Delia versus Marcin Tybura. And motherfucker, I hate the way Marcin Tybura fights. I fucking hate it. I almost hate it as much as I hate his fucking hair. Now his hair didn't look that bad in this fight, but I like the part of the fight when Hardwick rolled like a pencil rolling off your desk. He did too. He was trying to do an ankle pick from the ground while he's rolling around. It didn't work, obviously. He's lucky he wasn't in Ryzen, where you can get a fucking soccer kick to the head. Damn, I chose Marcin to win. Yeah, man, I fucking hate the way he fights. It's so stupid. You either see him come out and start fast and get a finish, or you see him start fast and then get his ass whooped with his stupid hair. I like this dude, Delia, though. He looks strong. Did you see how fucking fast those punches were coming to? For being a big boy like that in the heavyweight division, you don't see that kind of speed. Now, it was fast enough to get through most of the time, as you can see in that top left picture there, to get through and actually connect with that big ass head of Tybura. But you know, he wasn't throwing them sloppy. he was really just sticking in there and throwing really fast punches that I was surprised by for Delia. So for him to come in and get that kind of a win 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the first round over Marcin Tybura, who he did fight back in the day and lost to. I wonder how long ago that was. Let me see if I can find it real quick. I know it was a while back. Okay, yeah, so he lost to him in 2015 at M1 Challenge, and that was to a leg injury though, so it's not like anything specific. Well, who knows, Tybura might have kicked the shit out of his legs. I don't know. I didn't watch that fight. That was way back. But Delia is saving the heavyweight division. I hope so, man, because that speed mixed with that power, that was a fun fight to watch. As much as I hate Tybura, honestly, Delia versus Derek Lewis would be sick. It would. I'd be scared for the Black Beast somewhat because of the speed, because Lewis isn't fast. But you know what? Lewis might be able to start out fast enough to catch Delia. He is a bit older. Is it Delia? Yeah, Delia, I think it is. I kept saying Delija, but I heard them saying Delia. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. He's 35 years old, so it's not like he's old as shit, but he's older for the fight game. He's not as old as Tybura, who's 39. So I mean, maybe that's why he still got that speed. I loved the speed that he had going in there with those punches and bunches and being, being accurate too, and being able to finish Tybura with those was fun to watch. He got super emotional after the fact. I don't know if it's because he was happy to get that revenge and avenge that loss from last time, or if it was just the fact that it was all the emotions from being his first UFC fight. But that's a hell of a UFC debut to come in and beat somebody like Tybura, who you lost to in the past, making your UFC debut in France and able to get that big win. So the French went undefeated in this fucking card. So that and that hasn't been happening lately with like the hometown or home country guys that are fighting. You know, we saw a couple of events over the past year that showed a lot of losses coming from the hometown or home country guys. So Delia seems more athletic and faster. Yeah. And when you look at him, you just think it's another big dude, so you're definitely going to get some power out of him. You just don't expect that speed. At least I didn't when I saw him. So for that to come out of him makes me excited for his next fight. And I'm hoping they give him a great opponent that's going to be able to showcase more of his talent and skills. But I'll take a 2-minute fucking TKO the way he did that. Tybura tied him up and made it boring for like a minute or so. And Delia was kind of catching his breath, I think. After that first fucking crazy, that first crazy machine gun of punches that he did. And then he came back, got the distance and was able to pop off again and get the win. So it was a hell of a fight. I liked it. And we need heavyweight fighters like that right now. So as Borg said, saving the heavyweight division is correct on that one. Let's move on to Omar C versus Brenton Ribeiro. And this one felt like it was gonna probably go the distance in the beginning, but then it turned around, and then it got a little more exciting, and we wound up getting a TKO win from Omar C in the 4 minutes 42 seconds of the first round over Brenton Ribeiro in the men's light heavyweight division. And this one was, I don't know, it didn't stick out much in my head, being the last fight of the prelims. Like I said at the beginning, I was kind of back and forth on this one though, trying to set up and make sure I had everything ready for the watch party. So I was kind of in and out of this room, jumping from this TV to that TV. So I might have missed some stuff in between there, and I didn't have a chance to go back and watch the whole thing. But that was probably the only fight I didn't watch every minute or every second of. So I don't have a whole lot to say about this one, except for I did watch the end, and Omar C gets that win. Punches from the back mount. But yeah, Brenton Ribeiro got to the ground, still wasn't able to do anything. And he was the big underdog though to see. So I mean, a lot of people weren't surprised by this. But Omar C getting the first round finish, 4 minutes 42 seconds in. over Bredson Ribeiro, and that ends the streak of finishes. What was it? 7 in a row. Ribeiro takedown defense remains at 0%. Yeah. Oh man. Was that 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 7 in a row. 7 fights in the prelims, and we got 7 finishes, which is awesome. And that brings us into the main card, where we had William Gomez versus Robert Ruchala, another guy making his UFC debut, coming in from which organization was he at? KSW. I got them all mixed up because there's so many guys that were making their debuts. I think there was five or six guys making their debut on this fight, and maybe not 5, maybe like 4 or 5, something like that. But at least 5 of them, it had to have been 5, because I think 4 or 5 of them came in from other organizations and were champions in those organizations. And Ruchala was definitely one of those, coming in from KSW, where he was the champ over there, defended as well. Gomez was hitting Ruchala with hard shots, but he has no power. Nah, he doesn't. I mean, the body work was working for him, though. I think that's where, obviously, that's what yeah, he didn't get the finish. It was a decision, but I think the body work was working for him. He's getting those kicks in there. He was landing punches to the body, and I feel like that's what was wearing down Ruchala, and I think that's what helped him get that win. But you know, it was the first decision of the night, and I started to wonder if that's how the whole main card was gonna go. But I was happy when it didn't go that way, because in our next fight, which was oh shit, I lost my place. There we go. Another UFC debut of Axel Sola fighting Reese McKee. Axel Sola came in from Aries, where he was a champ there, defended 4 times, and he's been on a long win streak. He's undefeated, coming in at 10-0 versus Reese McKee, who was on a coming off a win. Before that, he was on a 2-fight losing streak, but he was coming off a win over a doctor stoppage TKO to Daniel Frunza. He had a performance of the night bonus, and then meets Axel Sola, and Sola is awesome. Yeah, I enjoyed this fight a lot. I'm excited for what's next for Axel. He got potential, big potential. He looked really good in this fight, despite the look on his face, because he looks like he's scared in everything he's doing. Sola looked like Dominic Cruz and L.I. Quinta combined. Hey, that is a damn good comparison, honestly. I did catch the Dominic Cruz vibes. I didn't think of L.I. Quinta, so is also handsome, says Big Horse MMA. Oh shit. Yeah, I did catch the Dominic Cruz vibes though, but I didn't even think of L.I. Quinta. I kind of forgot about I Quinta, but I'm so perceptive. You think Armin beat Ilya like Hamza do it with DDP and Benoit do it with Rufy? No, I don't think Armin has what it takes to beat Ilya Topuria, unfortunately. I think he definitely deserves the next shot, but I don't think that he can beat Ilya. Ilya is on a roll right now that you know, he's on a big roll right now, and it's just gonna takes just something in there to get him off of that, maybe a bad weight cut or something like that. He's on one of those rolls that it's not really going to be him. It's going to be some outside reason why he has a bad fight and loses. At least that's how I feel at the moment. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they don't have did they officially book the fight for Ilya? Ilya can't beat Ilya. You think Movzar can be champion in 2026? Who can beat him? Man, you caught me on a bad day that I can't think straight. Even the smelling salts didn't get me going on that one. But I don't know if Movzar can be champion this year or next year. Yeah, maybe next year. Fuck, I don't know, man. I honestly I can't think that far right now. Let me go to just to take a look real fast. Maybe this will jog my memory a bit, because I'm slow today, man. It sucks. That's why I was thinking about pushing it until not UFO.com, UFC.com. I'm gonna get put on a list over here. What the actual fuck is happening here? Anyway, there we go. Okay, let's look at the rankings. Where we at? Fuck, why can't I find anything right now? This is annoying. Mozart. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, UFO. I know. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just mistyping and shit. Yeah, he's the #1 ranked right now, but I don't know. I don't know, man. Mozart's one of those guys that I know he's a great fighter, but he just never stands out to me. So yeah, I don't know if he becomes a champ. If Volk, we'll see how long Volk lasts. Under him, we got Diego Lopez, Yair Rodriguez, Lerone Murphy, Aljamain Sterling, Arnold Allen. So, I mean, amongst all of those, I don't know who can beat Volkanovski out of all of those. Maybe Eljo has a chance. Lerone Murphy looked damn good. If he gets that fight, maybe. But I have one Infinity right here. That grappling stood out against Eljo. Yeah. Eljo's so back and forth though. Yeah, I don't see Eljo. I mean, Lerone, I think I was thinking of Lerone because he's right above him. Arnold Allen is good too, but he doesn't fight enough. Like, what the fuck? Why doesn't Arnold Allen fight more? And then Brian Ortega looked like absolute garbage in his last fight against Eljo. So I don't know what Brian Ortega needs to do besides get your fucking shit together. My God. Yeah. You think Brady can beat Islam or Jack? If Islam beat Jack and Brady beat Morales, we can have Russia versus USA in the White House. Good fight. I mean, that would be a good matchup, but I don't know if Brady's one of those guys that kind of tends to fall out a little bit when he's got the biggest of fights. I feel like, but right now he's hot and he's on a roll, and he looks motivated as hell. So I don't ever count Brady out. You see him struggle in times where it makes you wonder, can he really get to that top level and become a champion? Especially when you have people like Islam and Jack Della in there. I didn't expect it from Jack Della as early as it came for him. So, and you know, he's not one of those outlandish type champs that you see absolutely everywhere, which is weird because I haven't really seen him much of anywhere. So who knows what kind of a champ he's going to be. I think he needs to get another big win under his belt to defend that title for the first time. And, you know, he could do that and do it in a big way by beating Islam. But we'll have to wait and see how that goes. I think Islam's a hell of an opponent for him. But, you know, with Jack being the proper weight in that weight class, for that weight class, he's going to be the bigger guy. So when you have Islam coming up, it's not like he's been struggling that we know of in the weight cut down in the lower weight class. So I'm just waiting to see what happens and just waiting to go from there, because it's just tough to make a call too far ahead, especially when we have these fights coming up. But yeah, that's about it for that one. Good questions though, Claudio. I appreciate you for interacting and asking the good questions, making me think, even though I'm a bit slow today. My bad. I'm trying to, you know, hair the dog over here, and I already hit the smelling salts, but I'm still lagging a little bit. If Ankalaev fight with Aspinall, what is the real probability of beating Tom in your opinion? For Ankalaev to jump up? See, that's I don't think that. No. I don't think Ankalaev beats Aspinall. I don't even know if Ankalaev beats Poatan the second time. Especially if Alex Pineda was having the issues he was saying he was having leading up into that fight. Now he's been rested, recovered, and focused again. I don't even know if Ankalaev beats him. It's not like he just raw dog the shit out of him and and really messed that, Poatan didn't have a great showing, obviously, but I don't think he got dog walked. So I think he has a great chance to win that belt back, and he tends to do that. So, or come back and win another belt of some sort. So, yeah, I think he's gonna win that belt and then possibly maybe try to make a move up, but I'm not sure. But I don't know about Ankalaev beating Aspinall. I would wait to see if he can even beat Poatan for a second time. And what is the real probability of beating Tom? And for if you mean in general for Tom Aspinall, I think Tom only goes up from here, unless he winds up fighting John Jones, and then there's a possibility there. But him against Cyril Gane, I don't see Cyril Gane beating Tom Aspinall. We saw how easily John Jones beat him. I feel like Tom is definitely going to give John Jones a great fight if ever they fight, and more than likely beats him maybe. But John Jones has never been beat, technically, according to everybody. So for that fight to even happen would be crazy, and that's why everybody wanted it. But who knows? Now that John Jones been cleared of all of the charges that were came up around the time of his retirement, which a lot of people thought that's why he retired. With that being done with, maybe we actually see him come back. He's trying to come back for the White House card, even though Dana already said 1,000,000,000 that he's able to make it back or make it on that card. But yeah, you just never know. Dana talks a lot of shit and then goes back on it. So I'm just waiting for Aspinall. Again, that's one that's too far, especially with Ankalaev having the fight lined up with Poatan already. I'm waiting to see what happens there, because I feel like Pereira's going to come out and make it an even better fight this time. Even if he loses, it's going to be a better fight for him. So, but I think he's going to win. So we'll see what happens there. As for Axel Sola, though, in this fight, I think he showed some good potential here. I'm excited to watch his next fight, getting the big win against Reese McKee. Those body shots that he was landing on him were sick. And yeah, he's got a lot of potential, and he's a fun fighter to watch. So be on the lookout for him. Next up, another savage. We got Mason Jones. He's a fucking zombie. That's what I kept saying, and it's the goddamn truth. Because he was getting his ass whooped in the beginning by Balaji Oki. And you think people like Imavov or Fluffy? You think people like Imavov or Fluffy can beat DDP? Imavov, I don't think so. Fluffy, I think, has a better chance. Imavov, with what he showed against Bohalio, I think he has a good chance to make it a good fight, but I don't know that he beats DDP. Fluffy, I think, has a better chance of beating DDP, but who knows? Oki is too green on the floor. Yeah, he is. He is, and he showed that. And he kind of punched himself out, just going for that finish early. But I don't blame him, because he dropped. But come on, if somebody like me saying, hey, Mason Jones is not one of those guys it's easy to take out. He's like a fucking zombie. It comes back always. They had to have known that. So why wouldn't you be a little bit more tactical with going in for that finish like that? But you know what? In the moment, it's hard to know what he was thinking and how he was able to, process that in his head within a matter of milliseconds, really. But it was a great fight. And I give Oki all the credit for the way he fought in that first round. But Mason Jones really fucking just turned it around, man. And getting those big elbows, it was sick. Mason Jones submission selection is dope. Kimura on Oki's strong side is then switch to the other arm. Mason is dope. Yeah, his fight IQ is crazy, especially after being in the trouble he was in and fucking getting dropped like he did, and everything that happened to him, and for him to be able to turn it around and be that smart in all those positions to take advantage of those submission attempts and even switching them up, like you said, Tua. Man, Mason Jones is a badass, and I can't wait to watch his next fight. The only thing that worries me is for him to become like Justin Gaethje, where he has to get in trouble in order for him to wake up, and then that's when you see the best out of him. That's not going to be good for him. but he has not been finished on the feet yet. He's he's got 2 losses by decision, and those are his only 2 losses, and those did happen in the UFC. But this is his second stint in the UFC. He fought Jeremy Stevens when he came back and got that big win against Stevens in May of 2025, and now he gets a performance of the night bonus with this win over Balaji Ogi. He lost to Ludovic Klein and Mike Davis in the UFC previously when he was there, and got a win over David Onama as well. Durable and smart, willingness to strike. Take all my money. Woo! Wow. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I feel you. Oh, definitely going to catch up on him. Yeah, for sure. Infinity, you should, because man, he's a badass. May seem smarter than Gaethje. He does when it comes to fight IQ, but I just mean in the fact that he tends to have to. Thank you, by the way. Sorry about the sneezes. But he tends to just have to get hit before he wakes up and starts really fighting. Either that or he's just a slow starter, and that kick starts him when he gets hit like that. Thank you. So I don't know what's up with that, but I think if he figures that out, holy fuck, is he gonna be a force to be reckoned with. And to come in for his second stint in the UFC and to be 2-0 with fights like he's had. Chilling and sneezing. I know. Yeah, I usually sneeze like 3 times in a row, if not more. So he only got 2 that time. So that's pretty good for me. But yeah, Mason Jones, man, I'm excited to see what's coming up next for him. He was 12-0 in Cage Warriors, which is fucking impressive. And he was a champ over there as well. So I'm definitely waiting for his next fight. He gets a performance of the night bonus here. And yeah, that's it for that one. You think Azamat can beat Pereira, Yuri, or Rakic? He can be a champion in your opinion? Azamat. I'm trying to think of who you're talking about there. Because... Oh, Mirzakhanov. Okay. Yeah, I was like, that sounds familiar, but I can't pinpoint his last name. Azamat. Man, you got a lot of the questions about kind of deeper in the cut kind of questions, and I am not on my game today, so you're catching me with these. But Mirzakhanov, he's ranked 11 right now. Can he beat Pereira, Yuri, or Rakic? I think he can beat Rakic for sure. Pereira, Yuri is a possibility too, but Yuri's a badass, and I don't know that he's gonna be dropping fights to anybody past the top 5. So I don't know about that either. I think he has the easiest fight in those would be Rakic. I think he could beat him for sure. I don't know if he can be champion. I don't know how he would fare against these top 5 guys and the champ. So the only person I would say for sure he could beat there is Rakic. So yeah, that would be my opinion on that one. Good questions though, man. You're making me think for sure. I appreciate that. Next up, we have Modestas Bukauskas versus Paul Craig. What the fuck can I say about this one? It's just Paul Craig, man. I'm happy he retired. I am. Because he thought about retiring after his last fight when he said that if the UFC doesn't want to give him another fight, then he'll retire. And he made the right call here. You know, he got hurt in that first round and had a lot of trouble. It looked like he was going to get out of that round, but then Bukauskas has him on the ground and is ground and pounding him, and right before the last couple of seconds and right before the bell rang, he drops that bomb of a elbow and fucking knocks out Paul Craig. Paul Craig literally went to sleep as the bell rang, which was insane. And he was only out for a second, you know, he popped back up or whatever, but the ref called it. It was done for right at the bell. So he couldn't come back out for the second round. He couldn't take his rest because he was out cold, even if it was only for seconds. So that was an impressive win by Bukauskas and Paul Craig. It was time for him to retire, and I'm glad that he did. I saw him taking his gloves off as they were making the official announcement, and I knew it was coming. It just makes sense. Paul Craig should probably go compete in some jiu-jitsu of some sort. some kind of grappling events if he wants to continue competing. But getting punched in the head for him is not a good thing. So please don't try to go to another organization. We don't need to see that. Do some grappling or something like that. That's probably best suited for Paul Craig with all the submissions in his career and as good as he is on the ground. I think that's the best way to go. So hopefully he can find somewhere good to make some extra money and, you know, keep that competitiveness going and, you know, feed that hunger. So he doesn't come back to the UFC thinking he can, you know, make a run or something. Because when you're losing fights like he does at the end, it's just time to call it quits and let it be. He was 17-10 overall, 37 years old right now. So he was 4-6 in KO TKOs, 13-2 by submission, 0-2 by decision. So a losing record in every category except for that submission one, which, you know, is impressive to have 13 wins by submission. But when your UFC record is 9-10 and you have losing records by KO TKO and decision, it's like, man, what are we doing here? That was his 4th loss in a row with a no contest mixed in there. So he got finished in all but one of those 4 fights. And yeah, it's tough. You think Shavkat is good? I think he loses with all top 7 now. I think if Shavkat can get his mind straight, I do not think he loses to everybody in the top 7. I think he has a lot of potential, but how is he going to come back from all of this adversity that he's faced over this past year, or since he's been out, I should say, because, you know, with his wife and son getting in some accident and stuff like that, the injuries, the downtime, being gone as long as he's been gone, that's what I worry about with Shavkat. So I'm just waiting for him to come back. Does he have a fight lined up already? I'm trying to remember. I don't remember. I mean, he's ranked number 3 right now. You said top 7, Michael Morales. I mean, he already beat Machado Gary, right? No, he was supposed to fight him and he didn't. Did he fight him? I can't remember now. Damn it. I hate when my brain isn't working. Anyway, I feel like Shavkat, if he comes back looking the way he did, if not better from before when he you know, had to sit out for a while, I think he's got a lot of potential to, you know, fight for that title and give it a good run. But as far as not being able to beat anybody in the top 7, I don't know about that. I think he has a lot of potential to beat a lot of people in that top 7. Which, if I remember right, maybe he did fight Gary and beat him. Didn't he hand him his first loss? I think he did. So 7-1, 16-1. I mean, Gary. I'm trying to see if it protest. Oh yeah. So he did lose to Shavkat. That was Shavkat's last fight. That was last year, 2024, and now he's been out for a while and had some crazy shit going on. So yeah, I mean, he's already beat Gary. Michael Morales, that'll be a tough fight. Kamaru, he can beat Kamaru. Leon Edwards, I think he beats Leon. Sean Brady's the toughest, and then Bilal Muhammad is next to that. So that's your top 7. So yeah, that'd be my answer to that. I think he has a really good chance to get up there and fight for that title. He just got to get back and get in there and start winning again like he was before. So we'll see what happens with that. As for Paul Craig, he retires. It's a good thing at this point. I'm glad to see him go, just for the simple fact of how he was fighting and the fact that he just couldn't seem to put it together and get big wins. And he's getting rocked a lot. It was time for him to go. So thank you to Paul Craig for the memories, the good fights, and all that good stuff. And good luck on whatever you do after this. Moving on, we go to the co-main event. And that was Benoit Saint-Denis versus Mauricio Rufy. And holy shit, did I fucking miss on this one. Because while I know that BSD was ready to go and had already got another win under his belt to bounce back from those 2 big losses to Dustin Poirier and Renato Moicano, those were bad losses. Getting knocked out like he did against Poirier and then getting the shit kicked out of him and having to have the doctor stop it because of a nasty cut of the eye. against Renato Moicano. He just got beat the fuck up. So he survived, but he didn't win. And that's, you know, a testament to how good Moicano is, even though he shit the bed a little bit when he fought for that title. But he did beat Benoit Saint-Denis, and BSD came back, got that win over Prepolek, which I was downplaying because Prepolek is like, who? It's not like a big win. It's almost more like a bounce back warm up fight for BSD to come back and get back on that in that win column and see if he can get back to the streak he was on. So with that being said, I'm thinking he's fighting a dangerous guy in Rufy, who we saw knock out with a spinning wheel kick against King Green, which has a salty ass record too, but is a tough guy to fight anyway. He's a vet and has a big name. And Rufy did that to him. So 3-0 in the UFC coming into this fight, fighting Benoit Saint-Denis. And boy, did he get fucking stifled early. Saint-Denis just came out right away and made him look very vulnerable to those takedowns. Saint-Denis' feints were working really well. He was feinting those takedowns and coming up with punches and kicks to the head. And he was catching Rufy with them because Rufy was falling for all those feints, and it was not good for him. He was so worried about that takedown that he just couldn't, he couldn't catch the feint and know that they were just a feint. And he was getting hit with stuff left and right because he was falling for those feints. So what's your opinion from the Ilya wrestling? Bryce Mitchell take down Ilya, and he's not a good wrestler. I don't think it matters. I think Ilya Topuria, no, you could take him down 100 times, but you're not going to catch him in a submission. And he gets back up and does work on the feet or whatever else he wants to do at the moment. I think he's too good at the moment, and until we find somebody that's going to stop him, I feel like he's just going to keep moving up and keep winning. So I'm just waiting for that first person to, you know, come in and expose him. And then I think that's when we can start questioning a little more this, that, and the other parts of Ilya. But I've doubted him so many in every one of his fights because well, not everyone, but, you know, lately. And he just shows that he's that damn good. And then moving up and getting winning the title again is one of those things that happens that you're just like, man, he's undeniable. So as of right now, I think Ilya's at the top of his game, and he's going to stay there for a little bit at least. But we'll see how many times he can defend the title in the higher weight class, and see what happens with this next upcoming fight. So yeah, Benoit Saint-Denis, great showing here against Mauricio Rufy. Gets it to the second round. And is able to get him down. And, you know, I'm watching him grab these positions, and Rufy's against the cage, and he's trying to work his way to his back. And then you see him get the back. You see him with the hooks in. Next thing you know, he's got the body lock. And I'm like, oh no, this is not good. And then we continue, and he winds up wrapping up the neck. And it looks like a face crank at first, because he's got the chin only. He's on top of the chin. And then he finally slips it in, and Rufy just taps. Everyone keeps saying that he tapped early, tapped fast, or whatever, but he was done. I think he did break in there mentally because he was just falling for all the feints and was not able to get off the kind of striking he usually gets, you know, to do in there. So I think it really threw him off his game. And when it finally came down to it and he realized, hey, I'm in a bad position and I can't seem to get him off, he wasn't fighting the hands even, though. And that's what was annoying, because I was like, come on, man, you gotta fucking at least fight for this. But it's almost like he felt that body lock. He felt his ribs getting crushed and his airway, you know, his air getting taken out of him. So yeah, do you think Rufy came into the fight with a serious injury? I don't know. It seemed like he was good in the beginning, and then as soon as BSD started doing the, you know, everything he was doing, I just feel like he was like, holy shit, I'm out of my element, and he panicked. That's kind of what I feel like. But I mean, if there's anything out there saying that he had an injury coming in, that might have had a lot to do with it, but I didn't see any of that in the beginning. it just looked like he found out real quick like that this wasn't going to be the same kind of fight that he's had in the past, and he didn't know how to bounce back from that, and he let it get to him mentally. I think Ilya never fight with people, protect his record. And oh, he say he retired with 2 more fights. No, what do you think? Roofy didn't throw any combinations, no setups. 100% Tua. That's exactly how I felt, and I felt like he was way too hesitant. Claudio, I think Ilya never fight with people like Armin and Gamrot. Dana and him protect his record. I don't know about the protecting, man. I just feel like he escaped 1 position in the first round. Yeah. Yeah, that's fuck. Let me finish. Yeah, I don't know about the protecting. Is I feel like you just don't like Ilya, and that's fine. I didn't really like him much at first either. I don't know about protecting his record when he's jumping up another division just to ain't no protecting a 0 in the UFC. No, not at all. And I don't think anybody trying to protect their record is gonna jump up to another weight class and fight for the title there. Ilya's wife greater than Ilya. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, people just talk all this shit about the fact that he comes from money. He already has money. He's had money from before. So the Ravens and Bills are going off. Oh, no shit. Yeah, you know what? Normally on these nights I have the game on so I can watch in the background, and I forgot to put it on today. So yeah, I have to check that out after. But yeah, people always talk all this shit about Ilya with the money thing and sleeping in silk sheets and all this shit. But I mean, the motherfucker has a lot of money and puts it to good use with everything he puts in his house for training and stuff. 71 point total game still going. Holy shit, who's winning? That's insane. But yeah, I don't think Ilya's trying to protect anything. I don't think Dana's trying. Oh no, I picked the fucking Bills, man. Don't tell me that. Son of a bitch. Is it close at least? Or are they the ones putting up most of those 71 points? 40-31. God damn it. Oh, wait. You said Bell? Oh, Baltimore. Wait, you said in your opinion, Morales can beat Jack or Islam? No, I gotta see more from Morales before I speak on whether he can beat Jack or Islam. I think he's really, really good, but I don't know. I don't think that he's fought enough of the highest level of competition to say that he could beat Islam. I mean, yeah, he beat Neil Magny and Gilbert Burns, but those guys are. Bills just scored. Baltimore came back and hasn't stopped. Fuck, man. Okay. I was doing well on my picks. 3:56 on the clock, 4th quarter. Okay. But yeah, Morales, I mean, he beat Magny, he beat Burns, right? And those are both first round finishes. He beat Jake Matthews by unanimous decision. He hasn't fought. I mean, Magny's up there. Obviously, Gilbert Burns is up there, but they're both on the last half of their careers. You know what I mean? They're at the end. I'd be forgetting about Morales. Yeah, don't forget about Morales. He's that good. But what I will say is I want to see him fight somebody who's at the top right now for them. You know what I mean? So if you look back at these rankings, Morales is ranked number 7 right now. Let's see him fight the Ian Garys. Let's see him. I mean, Usman is kind of at the end of his career too. Let's see him fight Leon Edwards. You know what I mean? Let's see him fight these guys. Then I'll make a little more. I mean, Usman, it's not like he's like washed up, but he showed up. Yeah, Usman. I don't know why I got on Usman, but yeah, I want to see him fight these guys, and then I'll be able to tell you whether Morales can beat Jack or Islam. I think at the moment I'd have to say no, but when I see how he fights against some of these guys that are ranked above him, and I went 8 of 13 correct. Oh, Leon Edwards, Ducky Morales, and he's not fighting Brady. Bad matchup for him. Yeah, I think a lot of these matchups are bad for Leon right now. With the way he looked in his last fight, that was not good from Leon. So yeah, Ravens fumbled. Oh my god, dude, this is gonna drive me crazy. But yeah, I don't know, Leon. he loses his belt and then loses to Brady. Fuck. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Leon. And the way that he fought in that last fight, he looked like he did against Usman. And then just never came back with the big win like he should have. Like he did against Usman, I mean. So, yeah, I don't know about Leon, man. I think Leon's on a trajectory to go lower in the rankings instead of higher. Leon is booked. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he is booked for a fight right now, but I'm trying to remember who the fuck he's fighting. Who did they? Prates? No. Yeah, Prates. Didn't they book him with Leon? Maybe that's who it was. I don't remember. That was just announced though recently. So anyway, moving on though, BSD with the big win over Mauricio Rufy. Takes away yeah, are you saying what to what I said or to the football game? I'm confused now. Bills score immediately. Oh shit. That game sounds good. I should probably turn it on. Let's get to this last card and wrap it up, and then I'll just go watch. So here we go with Imavov versus Bahalio. No, it's all good, Tua. Yeah, I'm just gonna wrap it up. We're about there anyway. But yeah, Imavov versus Bahalio, and again, the Fighting Nerds drop another one, and it sucks.
Another one.
Because I was rooting for both of them in the co-main and main event, and I don't know if Rufy losing had an effect on Bahalio. It didn't seem like it at first, but you know, he came in looking like himself in the beginning, and then I feel like he just fell off quickly. Like he won that first round, but that was it. And I think he made one of the other rounds in there pretty close, but I had him losing all four rounds except for the first, which he won. I think JDM is a bad champion. Usman, Islam, Morales, Brady, and Buckley can beat him. I don't know, man. It seems like you don't like anybody at the top. I seem that way sometimes too, though. But I don't know that JDM has. I don't know how he can be a bad champion when he's only had one fight. He just won the belt not that long ago, and he hasn't even fought again yet. So wait and see what happens when he fights the guy coming up a weight class, is what I think. I don't know that it's fair to say that JDM's a bad champ right now. I think he can beat Usman. I don't think he can beat Islam. But that's tough. Morales, I think, would give him a good fight, and I think Brady would give him a good fight. I think he beats Buckley. So I don't know that all of these are 100% a loss for him, but maybe some of them. Maybe Islam is probably the best one to say, yeah, he'll lose to, but I don't even know about that. Imavov shot selection is fire. Yeah, man. And he put everything in. Imavov versus Fluffy or Chimaev. No. So what's going to happen here? That's what I was going to get to with this one, because this one had a lot behind it. Because the winner of this fight potentially gets the title fight, depending on what happens with the RDR and Fluffy fight. So with that being said, we have to wait for that fight to happen to see how that fight turns out. But with RDR and Fluffy, I think I definitely think it's going to be a good fight, and I think we're going to get a good outcome. I don't think we're going to get a decision out of that fight. So with Imavov, 40-38 Bills going for 2. Oh shit. I keep seeing that could pop up. I'm like, damn. But yeah, with Imavov getting a decision win, I hate to say it, they missed the 2 points, huh? With Imavov getting the decision win and being dominant but not looking highly impressive for the most part. I think 50-50, he was impressive in some ways, and it's impressive that he got the win the way he did. But I just don't feel like for getting the title fight, I don't think it's gonna make a difference the way that he won for them to give him the fight over Fluffy or RDR. That's just kind of what I'm feeling right now. I could be 100% wrong, and that's okay. But I want to see a great fight out of RDR and Fluffy, and I think one of them give Chimaev their best fight. I don't know that Imavov does. In a fight, the way that he fought Bohalio, I think Chimaev does the same to him that he did to DDP, if not worse. RDR versus Fluffy. Yeah, I mean, that's booked already, Tua. So that's going to be coming up. Let me take a look at when that is. That's going to be coming up, I think, in the next month. Where is it? October 18th. Yeah, for real. October 18th is the Fluffy and RDR fight. Manon Fiorot versus Jasmine Jasavicius. And Marlon Vera versus Eamon Zahabi. Kevin Holland versus Mike Malott. Oh, that's the Canada card. Yeah, so that's going to be a good one. So, yeah, RDR and Fluffy. Whoever wins out of that, I think, is going to get the title shot. Because I think that's going to be a more exciting fight, and I think that we're going to get a finish out of that one. And I think the UFC's going to say, hey, this guy's probably better to put up against Chimaev. You think Volk can lose with anyone in his division who searched for the KO? I think his chin is disappearing. Again, man, you got some takes that I don't agree with 100%, and it's only because I feel like everything you've brought up is kind of surface level stuff. Not, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean it's what you see on the surface, but if you look a little deeper, I feel like you realize. But I do that too. I overanalyze things, so I could be wrong. I do think Volkanovski's chin is less than it was before. I just don't think it's horrible. I don't think he's gonna have a long title run, but I think that he's gonna be able to defend a couple more times. But we'll have to wait and see who they give him next. Lerone Murphy, if they give him, I mean, that's a tough fight. You saw what he did to Aaron Pico. But, you know, Eljo, I don't know, being a former champ, he gets in his ways a little bit, and I think Volkanovski's a lot tighter with his game than Eljo is. But Eljo's really good anyway. So, yeah, and then we'll see what happens with Jean Silva in this fight coming up this week. Because he's going to be fighting, who is he? Diego Lopez. So, I don't know if we'll see Diego Lopez. Best part of MMA, it's anyone's win. Exactly. Yeah, that's the truth. So I don't know if Diego Lopez gets another shot at Volk. I mean, he did almost beat him with that submission, but Volk did well otherwise. So we'll see what happens between Jean Silva and Diego Lopez, because that's another potential as well. But yeah, I don't know if Imavov did enough to solidify that title shot next, even though people think he deserved it already. But I don't know if he did enough. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's it. As far as the Fighting Nerds, unfortunately, they go 0-2. They invaded Paris and they got defeated. And that takes away the O for both of them as being undefeated in the UFC. And now, you know, everyone's calling fraud check and shit on the Fight Nerds, but I think it's bullshit. I think it's just, you know, some tough fights that they lost. Imavov deserves it. RDR, not really. Fluffy, definitely. Yeah, and that's why I kind of feel like Fluffy's going to come out with a big win over RDR, and that's what's going to get him the title fight. And I think Fluffy has the best chance against Chimaev, level setting for the Fight Nerds. Yeah, I mean, it sucks, man, but I think they're going to bounce back. Rufy has a lot to learn with what he went through in this fight, but I think Bohalio just needs to tighten up a little bit and make sure that he comes in with a different mindset when he's fighting these, you know, upper echelon guys, because it seemed like he just kind of forgot to step on that gas pedal, and, you know, I just feel like he just had some issues there. Matchmake the nerd losers. 40-38 Bills getting the ball back. Nice. You mean what's next for the guys that just lost? Is that what you're saying? Because we had Rufy is, let me find him. Damn it. I hate when I can't find what I'm looking for. Middleweight. So, okay. Middleweight. Kyle, man. He was at number 7. And Imavov is at number 2. So Kyle will probably drop. Maybe Kyle versus Brendan Allen. That would be a fun fight. Has he fought him? Oh no, he fought him in grappling. He beat him in grappling at Karate Combat. I knew that sounded familiar. Maybe fight him now. Being that Brendan Allen is 2 below him in the standings, in the rankings. Where'd it go? Son of a bitch. There it is. Kyle. Yeah, Brendan Allen's 9 right now. Kyle is 7. Paulo. Yeah, that would be a good fight too. Or maybe Dolidze. Any one of those fights down there. Michael Venom Page. No, he's on a roll right now. I don't think Page is a good one. Maybe Cannonier. Cannonier's coming off a loss, right? That might be good too. Maybe Sean. Yeah, but he just lost to number 2, so I don't think we would give him number 3 next, right? I think that's too high. And he's definitely not getting Fluffy or Izzy. So we got to look below him. I don't think he gets Whitaker right now. Maybe Whitaker or Ellen or Cannonier. Those would be good fights for him. And then we get to the lightweight, and Rufy was 15, so now he's dropping. So I don't see who's below him, but maybe we get him a fight with Grant Dawson. Maybe. I don't know about the Rufy. That one's tough because I don't see the rest of the rankings there for past 15, and you know he's dropping out of the top 15 now, so it's gonna be tough. Grant Dawson is a great fight for Rufy. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a good one. Just looking at, because I mean, he fought BSD, who's 13. He's not fight Michael Chandler, maybe. Fucking Chandler. That's a good name for him. Chandler sucks as far as record wise. So, but I think Chandler, they save Chandler for bigger names because he has a name of his own. So yeah, Grant Dawson would be a good fight, I think, for Rufy. You know, if he gets a win over him, gets his way back into the top 15 and starts working his way back up again, that'd be a good bounce back fight. But if he loses to Dawson, and that's a tough 2-fight losing streak, and he's definitely gonna have to get someone way lower in the rankings. But yeah, I think Grant Dawson is a good one. So yeah. Anyway, that's it for UFC Paris. I appreciate everybody in the chat for all the interactions, because that was a fun one, man. We talked about a lot of different things. Thanks for the football updates as well. Bills field goal range, 46 seconds left. Oh shit. All right, well, I'll find out when I get out of here what the fuck happened. So that's it for me, though. Appreciate you guys for coming back and joining in with the UFC Paris recap. Come back on Thursday. We'll be previewing UFC Noche happening in San Antonio. Appreciate you, Tua and Infinity. Claudio, thanks for all the questions, man. Those were definitely some fun questions to ask or to answer, and made me think for sure. So thanks for that interaction. Tua, of course, as always. Infinity, and who else was in here? Anybody else? Zambiblor was in here as well, right? Yeah. So thank you to Zam as well. Appreciate you guys. Come back on Thursday. Preview of UFC Noche and Canelo versus Crawford. Should be a fun one. So come back. Until then, that's it for me. I'm out of here. Take it easy. Peace.